Okay, so it is time that I reorganize my bookshelf. This is going to be the conclusion to I feel like this 3-part series of me getting rid of books, getting new books, and now figuring out what to do with said new books. It's time that this end. I still have the bags from last video next to me, and we're just gonna get started. Oh, by the way, hi, welcome to my channel if you're new. If you're not new, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina, and this is a bookshelf organization video because I don't really know how much longer I can take looking at my shelves. They look horrendous, both of them, the one behind me and the one behind you, the camera. Looking at both of them and I'm just like, wow, this is nuts. So we're gonna organize them. So as you guys know, I recently hauled like over 50 books. That happened, and now I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with my shelves. Let me show you what both are looking like up close and personal, okay? This is what my shelf that you guys usually see in videos is looking like. As you can see, this shelf looks pretty empty because I hauled some books. I moved some stuff around, not really. This one, sorry, I'm moving around the camera a lot trying to get the best angle to show you top to bottom. But this is what the shelves are looking like right now. And I don't really know what to do. Okay, I should preface that I do kind of know what to do, kind of. I have an idea of what I want. Now, is that gonna be executed? In my heart, I feel like I can do it. I don't know though. It has to get done today. Bottom line is just that I need this done. My current situation, as you guys could see, some of my spines are faced out, some of them are faced in. That's because I did the whole like method of reading my physical TBR where the books that I have read I turn around and the books I have not read stay spine out, and I did that like a month or two ago. I wouldn't say it's necessarily helped me, but I didn't mind it. Like I said, I'm trying to read my physical TBR. I said this like months ago. Was I lying? Maybe, but like this, what you see here and on my other shelf, that was me trying to do it. Now, I want to keep that same idea of being able to separate books I have read and the books that I have not read that I do own with my new reorganization style. And I feel like what I'm gonna have to do is make one of my shelves strictly books I have not read, and the other shelves, I don't know, we're just gonna have to see. But because I have so many new books, I feel like the shelf of my physical TBR is going to be packed. So I think that's the first shelf that I can get to. I feel like it's gonna be the shelf behind me, this shelf with the Heroes of Olympus stuff, my K-pop shelf at the top. These last 4 shelves here can be dedicated to my physical TBR. And the shelf on the right, I don't really know, but one shelf at a time. So this is the shelf that I'm going to be moving stuff. Not gonna lie, I don't know how I want my TBR shelf to look. Like I kind of want them low-key organized by genre of my TBR. So like maybe I'll do fiction books here, romance books here, YA books in the last 2 shelves, because I feel like that's most of my TBR is just YA books that I've been buying. So I guess the first thing I should probably do is take off the ones that are like spine out on my shelf. So every book with the spine out is, again, books that I have not read. I feel like these stacks are going to be humongous. Give me 1 second. Already dreading this. I might have to put my hair up. Like this is like a big project. I didn't think about that. I don't know if you guys can see, but I am making a pile next to my bookshelf of the books that I have not read yet. I'm gonna have to move the ones that I have read. Let's put those right there for now. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the shelf over here. So I feel like this shelf is more read than the other shelf. So I don't have, oh my God, the lighting is so bad. Let me see if I can turn on the light. I've read, I feel like most of the books over here, but I'm still gonna take down the ones I have not read. This shelf is kind of the one that I'm kind of dreading redoing because I don't know how to organize it. Simply because of how many shelves there are and how tiny each space shelf is. We'll figure it out though. We will figure it out. Oh my God, that's where that bookmark went. I have so many books that I've started that I forgot about because I totally forgot that there was a bookmark in here. That's crazy. Okay, I was looking for that bookmark. Ta-da! Now they look somehow even more depressing than before because you can't even see what books are on here. But just know that all of these I have read for the most part. The bottom shelf is all of my Addicted Calloway Sisters books. I'm not turning those around because I need to reread them, and if they're turned around I'm gonna forget that they're there. So those are staying the same. They're probably not gonna move either. That's like the one shelf I think is gonna stay the same out of all of my bookshelves. Let's get back to the TBR shelf across the room. I feel like this is gonna be a lot of moving around, and I'm so not I'm not excited for this. So again, what I'm thinking is separated by genres. So fiction, romance, YA. In my head that sounds doable, but I don't know how many books I have in more genre than another. For all I know, I might have more romance than YA. But I feel like a lot of my romance and YA interchangeable because a lot of the YA I have is just straight up romance. So we'll see. Possibilities are endless, guys. This should be fun. But I also have to keep into account that, again, I just bought books. And I'm just going through the books I already owned previously. I haven't even gotten to the books I just bought, so. Oh my god. Okay, let's get started. So, what did I say? Fiction up here. Let me go through which ones are fiction. Would you count Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies fiction or fantasy? Or dystopia? Because technically it's a zombie book, but it's Pride and Prejudice. I'm gonna put it in fiction. I don't care. I'm not even going to kid. I think this is all of the books that are technically labeled fiction that are in my collection. I think it's just these 5. Again, I have not gone through the bags yet, so I don't really remember what I have bought that is considered fiction. But hello to you too. I don't really know how the rest is gonna go, but I'm gonna get to the romance shelf next, and then we'll figure out the rest later along the way. Oh, I lied. Yellowface is also fiction. Now it takes up half of a shelf, my fiction reading. That's nice. I'm going through the books that were on the other shelf across. This is probably the worst angle in the world because you guys can't see me. Maybe I should put it up. This is probably a better angle so you guys can actually see me, so that's great. These are the books that I pulled from the other shelf. You might recognize a few from the haul. Some of the books I tried to put on my shelf, some of them I didn't. I was really trying to do this off camera so you guys wouldn't have to be a part of this, but then I was like, fuck it. So these are adult romances, and again, I'm gonna try to separate by genre but also age. I feel like my romance stack is going to be huge though, way too big for just one shelf. Like that's already half full. That's already where the fiction shelf ends. It's fine. We don't even need to address it until it's done. No addressing it until it's done. You guys can't even see me because the light is blocking my face. I look like there's a halo around my head. YA romance could go on the next shelf. I already feel like this is a terrible way of organizing it. Like I already see this being bad because this shelf is definitely gonna get filled with my books that I already own, and I haven't gone through the bags yet. Okay, it's okay. Right now we're just testing to see what works. Wrong shelf. Right now we're just testing it. We're just testing methods, testing different ways. It doesn't all have to work right now. You've Reached Sam. Would you guys consider You've Reached Sam a romance? I know that it's technically one, but also not. I would say that's YA fiction, so maybe that one doesn't go there. Okay, okay. So then we have YA fiction, or I'm trying to figure out a good way to separate this. Maybe I should put YA fiction with fiction. Maybe that makes more sense. I don't know. Guys, I don't know. I'm already tired of doing this. Okay, sorry, we're back. I just need to make sure that my camera was recording the audio because it's been doing a thing lately where it doesn't want to do that. So we're back. We're better than ever. What I was saying before was that when it comes to my adult sci-fi fantasy books, they'll probably go on this shelf because I just have so many of those. I can start going through my stuff that I bought, which means I'm gonna have to make new piles. Yikes. A few of the YA sci-fis that I own, I'm gonna put them at the bottom just to see how I like it, to see how it looks. I'm getting hot with this on, so I'm taking it off. Okay, and the pile right here, I feel like now is the time when I should take off these books that I've read on this shelf. I've had these two shelves look the same forever. This is my Bloodmark shelf and my, for the most part, Six of Crows shelf. I've had these the same forever. But I feel like in order for me to make this work, I have to see what they look like taken down so I can see how much space I have. So sadly, it's coming down. You know what I fear is going to end up happening? I fear that maybe both of these shelves are just going to be my TBR shelves. I fear that might be the case. That's okay, that's fine. So just to see how it looks, I'm gonna start putting my adult stuff on this side, as stuff as in sci-fi fantasy books. You guys know me and RF Kwong, we go back. Maybe I should organize them from like top priority to least priority, because I really do want to read Babel before the end of the year. Which again, look out for that video, because I am releasing 10 books I want to read soon by the end of the year. Whenever that gets out, I don't know. The Broken Earth trilogy that I mentioned in my last haul. I don't know how big of a priority that is, so that can go here. I'm not getting through the bags yet because I just need to see what I put in my piles before. Okay, this is an arc. Again, another book by Dustin Tao. This is the same author of You've Reached Sam. I got this arc a while ago. The book is already out. I have yet to read the arc though, so maybe I'll put this in. I feel like YA fiction could also go. I don't know. The YA stuff is kind of throwing me off a bit, but we'll figure it out. Now this, Amari and the Night Brothers, is middle grade, but I'll put it YA fantasy, which is on the bottom shelf down here that you guys probably can't even see. I'm not going to show you guys every book because I feel like that's going to take up a little bit more time than necessary. Although I have not read Heroes of Olympus, I don't want to put it on my TBR shelf. I kind of want a shelf dedicated to all of my Rick Riordan books. So I'm just going to put this on my bed. I'm going to put it off to the side for now. This is the first bag of books that I recently bought, that I recently hauled. I need to figure out what we're doing with these. All right, this is very far away. You guys can't see me, but I want you to be able to see the whole shelf, which is why you guys are so far. And I need to be able to move and walk around, which is also why you guys are so far. So sorry for the angle, but this is the best I'm working with. Please, I can't even tell if I'm focused or not. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I did haul and I have read that. So I'm going to put it in my read pile. Those are books I've read. Getting the Ninth, I know I have not, but I want to, so that can go here. I'm just going to talk while I do this so I don't have to think about it. I don't know how I want to do this. Also, I do need a shelf for my graphic novel and manga space. I don't have many of those, but I do want a shelf for those. Maybe they'll go on the other shelf. I don't know. You see how the YA stuff is making this shelf look very, very full? I feel like I should take these down and put them down here with the other YA stuff instead of in just normal adult fiction. Yeah, so I do think I'm going to organize it in terms of like high priority, low priority for now. Obviously high priority might change a bit going down the line, but we don't need to worry about that right now. I kind of want to make them look prettier and more organized, but I feel like there's no right or wrong way of doing that. Maybe I could do that after I have them on my shelf. This bag has all of the rest of the books from the book haul that I did. After this, there are going to be no more new books. So I really do think, based off of how full this bag is this is going to take up 2 shelves. It's kind of funny, but it's not. The fantasy sci-fi shelf is organized by priority, but this side isn't, like the right side, and it's kind of bothering me, I'm not gonna lie, but it's too late. I've already committed. I've committed to the bit of this side being by genre and then all of this just being whatever it is. That's not that bad. I got through all of them. Okay, now how do I want to organize them is the question. What I kind of want to do is take the books off my other shelf and figure out how I want to organize those, because again, a lot of the spines are turned around over there, and I feel like once I can see what I'm working with by turning the spines back around, then I can properly organize both at the same time. But I feel like this is a good start, right? As like a TBR shelf. Yeah. Oh, my head is starting to hurt. Okay, let's turn this around. So my plan here is I have no plan. This shelf really stresses me out because of the way that the shelves are organized. not even organized, just the way that they look, how they're placed. Nothing about the way this looks makes sense to me. Every time I try to organize this shelf, I end up failing. Like you guys already know, this started off as a rainbow shelf for all of my romances, and I guess it could still be that. What I feel like I should figure out though is how I want the books that I'm going to read to be organized with the books that I have read. Like, obviously the books on my TBR shelf are not going to stay on that shelf forever. I'm going to have to move them to the shelf with all of my read books. But if that shelf has no space, then where are those going to go? That's something we could figure out for later, but that's just something I thought I'd bring up because I don't know. So these are still in the organization style of rainbow. This shelf is kind of a catch-all shelf of books that I don't know what to really do with. This is my Hamilton book, the S book. This is a BTS album. These are all Heartstopper related books. You see how chaotic this shelf, this is why it stresses me out. And this is all my Jane Austen stuff, with also a copy of Hani and Issue's Guide to Fake Dating. I feel like in terms of space, I have a lot of space to do a lot. I just don't know how I want it to look, and that's what's making me upset more than anything else. I hate to do this, but we're gonna have to take off the books. We're gonna have to take all of them off the shelf and figure out what exactly I want to do here. I hate to do it too because I love this shelf. The shelf is my favorite shelf. Like this side of the shelf. The rest, I don't really know. Come on, get out.
Get out, get out, get out of my head. Fall into my arms instead.
So this is already an existing manga / graphic novel shelf. So I could technically, no, I don't have the room though. The shelf is way too small. But these are the ones I've already read. Minus the Twilight graphic novel. I don't want to read that. I just want to keep it in my collection. So that's why this line of that is out. This shelf is my YA fiction shelf that I have read. Now the question is, what the heck are we gonna do? Like, guys, what's the plan? Sorry, I need to just like sit for a second. And I'm looking at both shelves and I'm like, wow, this is an issue. But you know what? Now that I'm looking at how much space I have on both shelves, it looks like I have enough space. I just need to figure out what I want to do with it. This camera footage is wasted because I'm just looking at my shelves trying to figure out what I want to do. What I think is gonna happen is the shelf across, I know I keep going back and forth, but I don't really know what else to do. I just need to make sure I have enough room over here to do what I want to do over there. I think what I'm going to do, you know, let me take you over there so you guys can visualize my vision with me. My shoe just came off. Ow! I have a lot of space over here still. I have like basically 2 empty bottom shelves down here. So I think that it's important for me to keep the books that I really want to read at like the top shelves so I know what I need to read. Like if I don't see the books that I need to read, then I simply won't read them, which is why I put the spines in reverse, because I couldn't tell what I needed to read and what I didn't need to read. And I think being able to see my TBR so high up is helpful. I truly fear that everything else is going to be books that I've already read. So like my Legendborn books, my Gilded ones, my Six of Crows are probably going to take up these shelves. My Rick Riordan books, because I like having those books over here. I feel like they look really nice on this shelf. I don't know if I'm going to organize them the same way though, because before I had, I think, Legendborn as a face out and Crooked Kingdom as a face out. I don't got the space for face outs. I have the space for all my books, but I don't have the space for like Tetrising my books. That's just not something that I think I can do. So I'm gonna figure out a way to organize them, but I think that's the way that I want them set up in my bookshelf for now. Okay, I think that's the only way it could work without me going insane. Riordan shelf done. I don't know if you guys know this because it's always hidden behind my Legendborn book, but I have 2 copies of Bloodmarked. I have the regular copy, and then I also have a signed copy from Barnes & Noble. Low-key, one of these could have gone in my unhaul video, but I wasn't thinking about it because it was behind Legendborn, and the one that's gonna get given away is probably the one that's not signed. So I can just put this away. bottom shelf can be my Shadow and Bone, Six of Crows, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But they're so pretty that I kind of want them at the top or like somewhere in the middle. This is when I have to pick between favorites, and I hate that. And this is when I have to pick between favorites. Okay, because here's the thing. I want my Riordan collection to be grouped together on one shelf. I just don't know what shelf. I fear that it has to be the bottom shelf. Also, my shelves are so dusty. That's gross. Move these down for the last time. I'm sure my books hate to see me coming. So this can be the pretty bookshelf. This one right here. This can be the pretty bookshelf of like special editions that I have. They can all just be grouped up together in this shelf because this is my special editions Grishaverse shelf. But because they're so pretty, I don't know if I want to bump them up or not. I feel like I should. I feel like I want to bump them up to be in the middle shelf. This is so annoying, but it's how my brain works. This is how I feel like it has to be. Yeah, guys. I don't know if you guys can see anything of what I'm doing, but this is how it looks now. And I think I'm going to put other books I have bought on these shelves now. All of the ones that are stacked right here in a pile that you guys can't see, I have are books that have already been read. I'm gonna start putting the special edition books on the special edition stack, specifically for YA fantasy sci-fi. Or maybe should I just do sci-fi fantasy period, since this is that shelf? There's no way those are the only special editions I have. Maybe they are. I like how this looks. I think that it looks better than before, and that's all I can really say about it. Now we need to move over to the other shelf. We'll see how the other shelf turns out and if I need to move some stuff over to make everything fit. But I think this is a good closer for this shelf. I'll show like a clip of how it looks closer up at the end of the video. But it's time to move on. You guys can't see, but I'm surrounded by books in a very scary way. So there's a lot of piles of just sci-fi fantasy. There's piles of romance, piles of graphic novels and fiction. I don't know if all of that's going to be able to fit over here. Gonna be completely honest, but I'm gonna see what does fit. If I can make stuff fit, I don't know. We're just gonna have to see. Again, I love my rainbow shelf concept on this side that I had before, but I don't know how that's going to work once I incorporate more books from my romance TBR. Like once I read them, I'm gonna have to put them over here, and the shelf was already getting pretty filled up before I got new books. Now I feel like it's just gonna be unbearably filled. So I'll start with my Madeline Miller books, because as you guys know, love me some Madeline Miller. Or you know what? No, sorry, this is so annoying. I wish I had a plan. I wish I had like a clear-cut plan so you guys don't have to be involved in me not being able to make a decision, but I don't. This is very raw, unedited footage of me having a full-on breakdown. I think I'm gonna put my special editions of books maybe up here, or maybe have just, again, like I did with my sci-fi fantasy shelf, have like a whole shelf dedicated to special editions.
A few moments later.
Scrap that idea. Maybe. Yeah, scrap it. I do think I want my copies of Madeline Miller books together. My copy of Song of Achilles is at the bottom of a stack. Oh, that's lovely. That's fun. I'm thinking maybe I should keep series together as much as I can. But again, the stacks in front of me have a mixture of fantasy, dystopian, sci-fi books that I've read and romance books that I read. So I don't know how putting series like that together is gonna help me. If it's gonna help me at all. Others in a series? I feel like there are, but some of the series are separated because I haven't read the sequels yet, so we're gonna count those as standalones. I feel like I could low-key maybe put all of Alice Oseman's books together, because I have all of their books. As you guys know, big Alice Oseman fan over here. Alice Oseman geek, actually, and I have every single book that they have written, other than the Heartstopper graphic novels, as ironic as that is. I don't have the Heartstopper graphic novels because my friend has them. You guys know this tale. I'm not going to tell it again. I don't know. I like the way that they all look next to each other, though I am trying to collect the American editions of their books, so we'll see how that goes. I feel like there's more. There probably is. I'll figure it out once I get through all my stacks. I would like my Jane Austen books together, but this is all there is to it. So this shelf I feel like is not going to change. I feel like this shelf's gonna look the exact same with my Hamilton book, my BTS album, and all that stuff, because they don't fit on any other shelves. Like these shelves are the longest shelves that I have for long books, and those are very long books plus a long album, like in terms of height. So those might go there. I feel like this bottom shelf here here, hello. This can probably be my romantasy shelf. So I could put Bride there. I could put That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, Serpent in the Wings of Night. Oh, Diary of Blood is definitely not a romance. Please. Oh, another Alice Oseman book. I knew I'd find them. Just gonna keep finding them until I stop. Poetry books and fiction, I feel like can go on a bottom shelf. Ones that I have read. Again, I'm gonna try to keep series together, so maybe these 2, 3 shelves could just be like romance shelves, keeping all of my series together. Technically not a part of the Brown Sister trilogy, but this is a Talia Hibbert YA book, so it goes with the other Talia Hibbert books. That's how that can work. I feel like hardcover romances should go elsewhere, but I don't have that many to go around, so I feel like they could hang out at the bottom with the fiction. I'm really just making it up as I go along. I have no real method to my madness here. What do I want to do with my fictions? I have so many fictions. Ooh, before I let go, I have the sequel to this, as you guys know. I recently hauled This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. Let's put it as a standalone. Same with Sunny Disposition. I'm gonna put it as a standalone. I don't like how those look next to each other, but I'm gonna let it be for now. Looking at my sci-fi fantasies makes me upset because I really don't know where to put those, but again, that can be done different day. I'm slowly losing space, and that's never good. Hey, that's perfect. I don't know what I'm gonna do though when I get my other Heartstopper copies back, because they obviously can't fit in here. This album is gonna have to stay because it doesn't fit anywhere else. Same with Hamilton, and the S book could fit somewhere else. I just don't know where to put that thing. You know what I'm really stuck on is my graphic novels and manga. I don't know where to put that. I might have to reorganize something on the other shelf. I have a lot, not a lot, I have a few more YA fictions that I don't know what to do with because they don't fit anywhere. You know what I'm gonna have to probably do? Put these 2 Jane Austen books that are taking up way too much space up here and have a shelf just dedicated to YA stuff. And then all of my manga I can just put with YA again for now. As much as I love this book, it's kind of inconveniencing me because I don't know where to put it. And I have more books behind me. Oh no. I guess I can put it in my romantasy shelf because I don't know what else to do with it. This is YA. This looks better next to this than Wild Seed Witch, so that can go there. Taj McCoy can go here. I'm putting Blackout with other YA fantasies, though it's very dark and doesn't quite goes there. Not YA fantasies, YA romances. I'm putting that there because it technically is a romance. Like, it follows 6 different couples. It's a romance. It just so happens to have a very black cover, which I'm not the biggest fan of, because it's very much a standout on this shelf specifically, but I need room for my Twilight graphic novel. I have like a few other books, but they're not like books. They're like word searches, and then the first book I ever wrote in elementary school. For sentimental purposes, this is staying on the shelf. Don't know which one. I'll figure out. And then these are 2 graphic novels that I want to read soon, so they can go on my TBR shelf. Not graphic novels, manga, sorry. I'm gonna do that off camera, and then I'm gonna give you guys a look at my shelves. Okay guys, my shelves are officially done, which means that there are no more bags covering my floor, and my room looks so spacious again. I'm so happy about this. You guys don't understand. These bags have been taking up space in my room for literally months, and they have been piling onto each other for months. So now that I finally gotten rid of them, I've missed my floor so much, but now it is the time of the video where I need to show you guys how everything looks. So without further ado, to end out this video, let me show you the shelves. Now, I'm not going to do a bookshelf tour and dissect every single shelf. Okay, that's not what we're doing. But this is basically how it looks. All of it. all of it. I'm actually pretty happy with how this shelf turned out. I'm really hoping doing my TBR that way is gonna help me. Like that whole entire shelf just being books that I need to get to might help me a lot. So I'm very excited for how that turns out. Hoping that it turns out the way that I want it to, but we'll see. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy with this, but I feel like it's gonna have to do, especially because I feel like the way that my bookshelves are organized now, they're forever going to be changing depending on what I read from my TBR and where I want to place the books that I read. That's just the way that it's gonna have to be for now. And they don't look ugly. That's all I could ever want. So that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed this, thank you. Because this process, though satisfying to see the end of, was not enjoyable for me. I hated doing this, but it needed to get done, so I'm happy that I was able to do it and film it for you guys. If you guys would like to see any other videos, suggest them down below and I'll do them. If you'd like to follow me on social media, it's all going to be linked down in the description below. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.